and we're here at IBMA 2019 with Carolyn Ruth from Nu-Blu, and it is real nice to meet you, Carolyn. And tell me a little bit about Nu-Blu.
Well, Nu-Blu started back in 2003 when my husband and I decided that we wanted to leave some of the other genres of music that we had been performing and start a bluegrass band. When we first met, Daniel was playing in a bluegrass band in our local area, and he was the banjo player. And at the time, I was playing Christian rock. So we met one day, and I was looking for a bass player, and he loves Christian rock, so he said, "I'll come play bass." It started from there, and we went through. We ended up going through Christian rock into 80s and classic rock, and through all that transition, we never could really find our footing. We couldn't find where we felt comfortable and we felt where we belonged until we decided to start a bluegrass band, and that's when Nu-Blu was born.
And what is Nu-Blu? Because new bluegrass band, or?
Well, not really. See, I always wanted to be a professional musician. That was my dream from the time I was old enough to listen to music for the first time. It's what I wanted to do. And so when I was in school, and you're in grade school, and all your little girlfriends, they got these little cute crushes on guys, and you sit around and you draw little hearts and flowers and things out on your schoolwork. And all my friends were, doing things like Johnny Loves Sally and these little cute. I was drawing band names. I was thinking about band names and logos and all that really cool stuff. And that's where Nu-Blu came along. Nu-Blu came along actually when I was in elementary school, and it was just one of those things that I thought of and I wrote down, but I never told anybody because I thought it was a really cool name for a band one day, and I didn't want somebody else to get the idea and steal it.
So it dated back to elementary school.
Elementary school, it sure did, and it took many, many years for it to come to fruition.
So were you in other bands before that with different names?
Yep, a few. I was. I played a lot of music growing up. I also did Broadway musicals when I was in high school. We did that every year. I did a lot of choral work.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. You should tell by that accent.
Yeah.
That's what I get all around the country is we knew you were from the South.
Yeah.
So I've done a lot of different kinds of music. The blues, rock and roll. Rock and roll is still probably my all-time favorite. Country, I love it all. I love music. I like classical music. It just depends on what mood I'm in at the moment as to what I'm going to go to.
Right. So how's the process of putting the songs together?
That is a fantastic thing to do. We get so many songs in from so many great writers, and it's hard. It's really hard sometimes to reach that final decision as to what you're going to use and what you're going to pass on for the moment. And what the criteria is for me is when I listen to a song, I want it to touch me emotionally. Some way, I want it to hit me in my heart. I want it to talk to me. And that's the basis of our song choice when we start to record.
Wow, that's awesome. What instrument?
I play bass.
Okay. Is that where you play the bass? Did you start out on the bass?
Well, when we started out Nu-Blu, I wasn't playing anything. I had piano lessons when I was young, and I never stuck with them. I didn't like to practice. And I learned enough to be able to read music, but I can't read it and play it all at the same time.
Right.
I don't multitask really well. So when we started Nu-Blu, we had a few various bass players come in, and they always had to leave for one reason or another. They'd move out of state or something would happen. And Daniel finally told me one day, he said, "You're either going to learn to play bass or we're going to quit because I'm tired of having to keep breaking in new bass players."
Wow.
So I picked it up and learned to play bass, and here I am.
You have a new album out, or?
We're still working on our last CD, which is called Vagabonds. We just released a new DVD based on the Vagabonds album, and we went in and we did videos for every song on the project. So that's on there. That was tremendous to go in and do videos for this whole album. And then we included we did a track by track on that, and we also included an up close and personal interview with Daniel and I that was filmed in our living room. So it kind of invited people into our lives a little bit. The name of it is The Stories We Can Tell.
Oh yes. Yes.
So you can probably guess by that where we're going with that.
Sure. Well, tell me about there's a TV program that you're involved with the music.
There is. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary of being the hosts of a show called Bluegrass Ridge, and it's broadcast on Heartland Network, on Z Living, which is, Z Living channel is on DishNet and on Comcast and multiple stations. We also have Bluegrass Ridge Radio, which is a jump off of the TV show. But every week we have a new show, and we show videos. We show videos from all these different bluegrass artists, and we have a guest interview every week with a bluegrass artist. And it's just such fun and such a great privilege to be able to promote not only ourselves, but all the other artists in the genre that are trying to get out there and get on the scene more and get in front of people. So it's really been great for us to be able to do that.
Now, how do we find that?
Look for local listings. We are also streaming now. We're streaming. We just went streaming at the beginning of the month. We're streaming at bluegrassridgetv.com.
Is all this on your website?
It is. It's all on the website.
And what is your website?
Our website is Nu-Blu.com. That's spelled NU-BLU.com. And you can find all that information there. And again, you can link to the streaming from there. So if you can't find it on TV, on the Heartland Network, or on DishNet or Comcast, you can go look at it live online.
And that's great. Something about a quilt we were just talking about.
Yes, we just partnered with a wonderful organization called Quilts of Valor. And Quilts of Valor has chapters all over the country. And what they do is they sew quilts, handmade quilts with beautiful patterns that they present to veterans as a thank you, and to wrap the veterans in love and to just give back to them for everything that they've given for us.
That is just terrific. So we could find you on the internet at nu-blu.com.
That's right, but you got to remember the spelling.
nu-blu.com.
That's right.
And you guys are touring all over?
Yes, we are. In fact, we just got in Sunday night. Our latest tour, among other things, included an Alaskan bluegrass tour. And then when we got back off the boat, we had stops in Idaho and Oregon and Washington, and come back through Kansas. So the one before that, the tour that we had just gotten back on, spent 2 days at home. In between the two, we were up in Canada. So we're all over the place all the time. We're on the road a little over 200 days a year now.
Awesome. Well, we're going to keep our eye on you and have a great time here at IBMA 2019, because it's just starting now and we are all excited. So, all right. Well, thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you so much for having me.